Let's talk about the number one most addictive food in the world, and it is pizza. Yeah, that's right. You have this baked, doughy, crispy crust with this incredible cheese, and you add some Parmesan in there, and this salty tomato sauce with maybe some sausage or pepperoni with all the different spices. So you have these complex flavors. You have the savory, you have the salty, you have the sweet, but mostly pizza is a refined carbohydrate, and it's definitely going to spike your dopamine. It's going to stimulate your reward centers. It's going to give you pleasure, especially if you're consuming pizza from Italy, which has the best pizza in the world. Not that I know anything about that, but pizza, hands down, is the most addictive food on the planet. And then you have chocolate, then you have chips, then cookies, then ice cream, French fries, and cheeseburgers. Now, if we're talking about addictions, I want to know your addictions. Comment down below the food that you're mostly addicted to. Of course, you're probably on keto, but before keto, what was the thing you were mostly addicted to? I'm curious. But on the flip side, let's talk about the least addictive foods. The number one being cucumbers. In fact, I don't think I've ever met anyone that was addicted to cucumbers. But I think it would be a good addiction to have. It'd be pretty healthy. Cucumbers are pretty non-toxic, and they pretty much will never be a problem if you consume them in large amounts. Then we have carrots, broccoli, and water. These are the least addictive foods. Now, if you're not on keto, I want you to know something. First of all, I put a link down below of exactly what to do if you want to start keto. But here's what you need to know. You can actually make a delicious pizza keto-friendly. And I put the link down below. I show you how to do it. It's quite good. It's not identical, but it's a good substitute. There's also a lot of different keto-friendly chocolate recipes. There are keto-friendly chips. There are definitely a lot of keto cookies out there, keto ice cream recipes, and there's also keto-friendly French fry recipes that you can make too. But since we're on the topic of addictions, dopamine is the key neurotransmitter that you want to boost. And there's been some interesting data on discovering some confidential documents in a library related to the sugar lobbyist group and the sugar industry and dental caries. And here's a few things that were said. In 1950, the aim was to find other methods of controlling tooth decay other than restricting carbohydrates. Because back then they knew that carbs were a major cause of a lot of problems. They even tried to find a vaccine that could inhibit tooth decay. And there was another document that in 1943, the president of the Sugar Research Foundation wrote a letter to the tobacco companies because apparently he was trying to work for them too. And in this confidential letter, this is what he said. The foundation, which he's talking about the Sugar Research Foundation, was formed to investigate charges that refined sugar was the primary cause of tooth decay, B vitamin deficiency, and diabetes. So in other words, they formed this foundation to counter these charges that refined sugar created all these problems. He went on to say that he organized and directed research projects in medical schools, hospitals, universities, and colleges, which then went on to exonerate sugar as being the cause of most of these diseases. So right around that time, they also got people to focus on this low-fat concept of being the cause of heart disease. So really, the tactics of the tobacco industry came from the sugar industry. If you are addicted to anything, what you want to do is you want to start increasing your dopamine from other things, other than what you're addicted to. And the three top things that I'm going to recommend are, number one, exercise. Okay, exercise will increase your dopamine. And again, dopamine is the pleasure hormone. So the more exercise, the more dopamine that you're going to have. Number two, vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D is great for any type of depression. It's good for raising your mood, and it's definitely good to increase your dopamine. I would recommend 20,000 IUs per day. And the last thing that will increase your dopamine is doing fasting, both intermittent fasting on a regular basis, as well as periodic prolonged fasting. This is why fasting is very beneficial to increase your overall mood. Thanks for watching. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. please share it in the link down below.